Hello everybody at Birdville Elementary. This is Miss Mize and I am going to show you how to make a cube out of strips of paper. I've already cut the strips up, but for those that are elsewhere, these are 6 inches by 2¼ inches, and this is construction paper. We're going to be folding these in half long ways, and you're going to need 12 of these. I am going to try to do colors that are going to show up best for you. So I'm going to pick some bright, vibrant colors. And some, so I'm going to use primary and secondary colors today. And give those a nice crease. Six, 8, 10, and 12. Okay, the first 4 you're going to need for the top bottom. I'm going to choose 2 colors that are complementary to each other, so red and purple. You're going to start by gluing one of your sides down, and if you have some glue gunk here, then you can just pull that off, and you can tap your glue down to the end. Please don't bang your glue. You can tap it to get it flowing. You just need a little bit down here on the inside so that when it's folded, it's gonna be folded like that. Okay, I don't know how to describe that. Okay, so then you're going to take your second piece, and with the fold, you're going to line it up with the edge of this here, so that once you glue it down and open it up, you have this piece. So they're like that. Okay. All right, that's the first one. Now we're going to come over here to this corner and do the same thing. Put some glue here. Glue this piece down, making sure to line it up with that corner. Sometimes if you hold it a few seconds, then it'll adhere better. And when you have excess that bleeds out underneath, you can just wipe it off with your fingers. Okay? I'm going to swivel that around and glue this spot here. And put my last piece down. And that is going to line up again. Okay. And then when I swivel around, you'll notice it's already laying on top, but you're going to reverse that. Just pick up the bottom piece, and then you're going to put some glue down underneath. Line that up. Okay, so that you're going to do this 2 times. This one is the bottom or top, and then you're going to make another one for either the bottom or top, whichever you deem. But when you finish, you're going to have a piece that looks like this. It's got all these little grooves here, okay, where it's wanting to bend up. Okay, I'm going to pause this and I'm going to do another one for my bottom. Okay, so I did my bottom, and I wanted to briefly mention that I forgot to talk about when you're gluing down and lining up this side, this edge, you also need to make sure that you don't go over the folded edge. So you need to line it up here and here, and then that's gonna be good. All right, so let's move on to the sides. All right, so if you notice, it naturally wants to do start forming a edge and a vertex here. So you're going to take your vertex. So you're going to take your paper and sandwich it while one side is going on the inside and one side is going to go on the outside. So you're going to place the glue so that one side has glue and then the other side has glue. Does that make sense? So you're going to do opposite sides here. Alright, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to take some glue. Okay, so the recording died and I'm trying to see where I'm picking up at. So we just finished the bottom, and now we're going to glue the side, and I'm going to put some glue on. If I'm looking at it, it's my right hand's lower side, and then I'm going to flip it to where I'm looking on the other side of it, and that's the left hand lower side. Okay, so you're going to do this, and so that it's on both sides but they're opposite, and then you're going to sandwich it like that in between, and you're going to hold it in place, making sure to slide it to where the edges are lined up on the inside and the outside. And if you hold it down on the table, it'll help you to make sure that you get a nice good corner, because I can slide the inside of my paper up into the crease. I'm going to hold that for a few seconds, and I'm going to do that on all four sides. And just to make sure that I don't run out of recording space, I'm going to pause it here. Okay, now that I've got all the legs, so to speak, glued on, you're going to notice that you have one outside and then this tucked underneath for the inside, and again it's outside, inside. Alright, that's all the way around the edges, and then you're going to put your top on. Okay, the top, I just simply placed it on top, and this is when I thought I was recording and I wasn't. But anyway, let me show you what to do. You're going to take your bottom is outside, so you want your top on the inside. Okay, so you're going to carefully pull that back, place this side on the inside, and then you're going to have this one on the outside. And so you'll notice that one is on inside and this is outside. So you want the opposite so that it gives more stability to your cube. Okay, and I'm going to glue this all in place and show you what to do next. But basically all you're going to do is make sure that this one is tucked under if this is out. Okay, hey, I wanted to quickly show you how I placed my glue. So I placed the glue on this side so that I wouldn't have to reach or go up inside of my leg, okay? So I placed it on this flap, and then I placed the glue over here so I wouldn't have to likewise go underneath, all right? So that's a little helpful hint of where you place your glue, all right? I'm going to continue gluing and then I'll be back. Okay, now that our cube is completed, I'm going to show you how to make some strips on the top so that you can have something dangling down in the middle, okay? And I've given you a circle, and what you're going to do is fold it in half. Just real careful, fold it in half, and then you're going to take your hole punch and you're going to punch a hole at the top, and that way it will, when you open it, you'll have two holes, okay? And the same thing with the strip. I think I'm going to, yeah, so you're just going to need one strip, and what I've done is I've taken a whole one of these strips and I've quartered them, or they're in fourths, okay? So if you don't already have these strips in your basket, then you're going to take and fold it over and then cut the strip in half, and then open it up, and then you can cut that in half right there, okay? All right, so I'm going to take my strip and fold it over, and then right here on this folded edge, I'm going to take my hole punch, and then I'm going to give it a punch, okay? So now that I open it, I've got two holes, okay? Now on this edge, I'm going to place a dot of glue, and then on this side, I'm going to place a dot of glue, okay? And then I'm going to try to center this as best I can onto my cube, okay? And while that's drying, you can decorate your circle with your name and maybe the year that you made this. And I have some feathers that you can glue on the back side. And then you're going to take some fishing line that I have for you, and you're going to carefully thread it through your holes. Okay, unfortunately the video died again before I was able to talk to you about how to get this to dangle down. So what you're going to do basically is you're going to thread it through, and then you're going to thread it through the top part, and the most important part that you missed was how to tie it off. So I'm going to show you with this string right here, okay? This is a little long, so I'm going to cut it. We're going to pretend that you're going to need some space. So how do we tie a knot that you're not tying down to something, okay? That's the hardest thing to learn. So you're going to take your right hand string, and you're going to put it in front of the left hand side, okay? And then you're going to fold it over like you're tying your shoes, okay? And then, well, there you go. See, fishing line is even harder. All right, so you're going to pull it down, but you're not going to be able to pull it down all the way Otherwise, then you're going to just tie the knot onto itself. You need some room to let it dangle, right? All right, so what we're going to do is then take the left-hand side and put it in front, and then that string goes inside the hole, okay? Inside that hole. And excuse my yucky fingers because they got glue all over them. All right, so then you're going to pull that down. All right, but that's still not good enough because this is fishing line and you need a couple of more square knots. And that's what this is, a square knot. All right, so we're going to take, again, we're going to start over with the right hand string, place it on top of the left hand side, and go underneath and pull that down. And then you're taking the left hand side, placing it on top of the right hand side, making that one go underneath, okay? And then you're going to pull that. Now you might need a friend to help you pull that tight, because as you need to hold this tight, you're also pulling the top strings tight. And so you kind of do need a little help, all right? And pull that really tight. And then you're going to cut off the excess, and then this part will be dangling. You're going to cut these strings off. And I don't know if I was able to say to you that you're going to decorate it with the feather on the back, and then on the front side you can put your name and the date. All right, that's your cube.